Thanks for joining me. This is the tutorial, part 1 for this little booklet that I made. It's a little 3-fold. There's a quick flip through already on my channel if you want to have a look. But basically it's a little 3-fold. Oops, sorry. And I was asked if I would do a tutorial by Lori, one of my subbies, and I thought I would try and whip one together real quick just to give you an idea of how simple this really is to make and how pretty it is. And I mean, you can, oh sorry again, you can change this with the papers that you put on for whatever kind of function you want. And I was thinking it might be kind of good for me in my car and make these little pockets to keep my receipts and travel mileage and that kind of thing. It could be all kinds of things. You just have to figure out what you want to do when you're designing your papers. So I'm going to do that, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is get our basic supplies together, which is cardstock, and I have black here. This little paper booklet that we have measures 8 by 5. So get your cardstock, and we'll cut this down, and I will cut the pieces, and then I'll come back and show you where we're at. So with an 8.5 piece of paper, we only need these to be 8 inches long. So I'm going to cut off that 1/2 inch from the edge. And okay, I wish I had brown paper to show you, but I've only got black, so hopefully it's going to work out okay. I've got the 3 pieces cut now. I have one piece I cut them all at 8 inches high. So they're all 8 inches high. There's 3 pieces of card. That's all you need. Whoopsie, let's get up here. Oh my, how's that? Okay, so you need 3 pieces of card. You need one piece that is 8 by 11. One piece that is 8 by 10. And one piece that is 8 by 4.5. 4.5 across. All right, and now I'm going to score. On the 4.5 inch piece, I'm going to score at about half. Now these measurements are not set in stone. You can make them a little larger, a little smaller, and it'll just fold and layer a little bit differently. So it's not anything that's a big deal. So let's though try and follow what I've got for a plan here. So score that at the 4.5 inch piece at 1/2, the 1/2 line. Put that aside. Take your 8.5 inch piece and score that at 1/2 inch. And then the remaining amount, since that was 10 inches, you've got 9.5 left. So if we fold at about 4 3/4, 4 3/4, 4.5 approximately. So I'm going to fold this one at about, I'm going to crease that line down at about 4.5. That gives me 2 pages when I fold that over. There's a little bit of a lip here, and then this piece is tucking in. And the largest piece, which is the 8 by 11 piece, we're just going to fold that, or score that at half. Okay. Okay, so what we're trying to do is create this piece. Let's forget about this piece in the center for now. So what we want to do is take the longest piece and lay it down. You've got a 1/2 inch score here. which would be relating to that. You've got your smaller piece, and take the fold line on that one, and take that fold line and line it up with this fold line and glue it. So I glued my piece on the front and put it behind the larger piece. So now we have a piece that is, of course, the 10.5 or 11-inch piece, has a fold, and the smaller piece, the 4.5-inch piece, that are attached to there and to there. All right, next all we're going to do is attach this smaller piece, which we've creased down the center. We're going to attach that to here with enough room that this is going to be able to fold over, and this is going to be able to fold back. So I'm going to just crease that there, fold that back to there, and crease that there. I'm not giving you a measurement particularly because it depends on how far you scored your line here. So just place that against this fold line. So you're going to have a little bit of a gusset here with your add-on piece. You're going to have your 1/2-inch gusset. You're going to have your new piece of paper, the shorter one, with the fold 1/2 inch on the one side and the center fold. You're going to put that down against your crease here, against this crease, and you're going to line it up at the bottom, make sure it's lined up, and then you're going to fold this one. You're going to fold that. You're going to actually mark that where that's going to fold and give that a 1/2 inch. Okay, and then score that on your board. Okay, so what I did after I placed that on and I got an idea of how far down to go, I made a mark, and then 1/2 inch away I made another mark, and I scored both of those marks, 1 and 2. So now there will be a little gusset on this side to match the little gusset on this side. And there you have your basics of your booklet. That's what you got. This is this. And this. Once that's glued down, and I can do that right now, I'll glue that down. And remember to fold it in line with your base bottom and this line on this side. And just inside the gusset mark that you scored right there. The first gusset, second scoring, the first scoring. And then this basically is this. This is this. This is that. Then it's just a matter of putting on some pockets, little pockets, a belly band on this far side, or a side end pocket, and decorating. So what we have here. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. And let's find some papers and cut them up to fit, and then we'll decorate. So just to reiterate, before we go into decorating, you have 3 pieces of cardstock. All of them are 8 inches tall. On the 11-inch piece, you're going to score it 1/2 inch from the right-hand side, and then probably 4.5 inches, 5 inches from this side. You're going to score. You got this second page, you're going to do a 1/2 inch score on that side. That is going to be glued to there. Nope, I'm sorry, that is not going to be glued to there. That is going to be glued to there. I am sorry. This is what's going to be glued to that side to extend this out. So this piece, the 4.5 inch piece, is going to have a score on the left at 1/2 inch, and that is going to be glued underneath page 1. Page 3 will be glued underneath, and page 2 will go in and become the flap middle piece. And once it's folded, and you can fold this back and glue that onto there. Okay, let's cut some paper. Okay, now I've found some papers that I want to use, and I've printed those just on one side. If you have scrapbook paper, it's double-sided, you could use that as well. But I just found these, and I thought that those would work quite nicely. So I'm going to measure what I want, and the way I'm going to measure is I'm going to leave a tiny little border around the outside of my pages. So I know that my score line is there, so I want to come just before my score line. So I'm going to put that one there, and I'm going to put this one on this side. So I'll do the same thing. I'll just mark it there, and I'll find that score line from page 3 that was added, and I'll come in just a bit from that, and I'll cut those out. I will do the same to measure all the other pieces of paper that I want to cover the pages. So I have this one and this one now figured out. I've got one there. I've got another pocket I'm going to put on before I add this paper, but I'll show you that. And then I need some papers for here, another pocket on this side, and three smaller pictures here for 2 pockets. So I'll show you that as well. So let me cut up some more paper, and I'll come back and show you what I've got. So those pieces are cut, and they will go on the ends, similar to I guess it's not similar to that, it's more similar to that. Let me check. Okay, so the piece that I'm cutting to match is actually the flip out page. It's the flip page, not the 4.5 inch piece. So put that to there and that to there. That leaves us this center with the 1 gusset, and the center needs a pocket and another piece of paper. So let me cut that, and I'll be back. So when you're going to measure your pocket, just figure out how tall you want it, and how wide it's going to need to be. So you're going to have to make sure that you can fold this up still. So you're going to need to make sure that you don't go all the way again. Leave a little bit of a space. So on mine, the center is 4 3/4. So I'm going to cut my paper, my cardstock, just a little bit smaller than that. Go up, and then I'll cut a paper to fit on top of that. So I have a piece of paper. That's the cutoff from when we did the 4.5 inch piece. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to lay it on here and make my mark onto here. And same with this one, decide on how big of a pocket I want to go and put that mark on there. And then I'll have this piece for the other pocket on the back. So let me get this cut, and then I'll show you. So I've cut 2 pieces out of that piece of leftover. One will go here, one will go on the other side over here. On the back. I know it's hard with the black on black, but this is going to go next to the 4 inch piece here. I made them a little bit different size from each other. One's a little bit taller, just a bit taller. So I'm going to glue those down, and I'm going to glue that one there. But first of all, I'm going to find the paper that I want to fit so that it can go behind and tuck in a little bit below the pocket. And then I'll find another pattern piece to go on the front. Okay, so I was going to use some papers, but I've changed my mind, which often happens. So I have another kit that I just purchased, and it's called Dreams of Autumn, but I thought it was beautiful, so I thought I would do this. So I've printed out the papers and cut them down. Here's what they are. And I've cut them down for ones that I can use full images. I've got others here that I can use part of the paper. So I've got those to the side, and then I've got two that I printed smaller that I can use for the pockets. So I will, again, go back and select the papers that I want to use to put on here, and then I will be back. So the way I do it, so I'm not too confused, is, sorry, I had an alarm going, is I will name each one of these panels, and then I will write on the back of the paper that I've chosen to use the corresponding page A, and I will go through and cut out all the pages, and then I will be back. So when I'm doing the pocket pages, like I said, I printed a couple of smaller prints, and I just put the pocket piece that I'm going to end up putting on here. I just put it over top of the paper where I want, for the image that I want. I will select it that way. I will select that one that way. And I just mark around and, like I say, make the marks a little bit smaller. Again, here and here. And I cut the paper. So I want that one to be in just a bit and in just a bit that way. And on this one, I want it to go just a little smaller than the space card. So I go in the amount there, and then I see where it's going to be here, and I mark that one. So that's how I do that one. And this is how I'm going to do this one. Now, I've got to make sure that I've got this upright, and that so this is the top. So I will put this over the piece that I want, and I just kind of eyeball it. So I kind of like most of that. So I'll probably just go right to the bottom. Again, I'll mark it on here so it's just in, and then I'll do the same with this one. I moved it down just a bit, move the cardstock down just below my picture so that I have enough of a frame, and just mark it just inside again. I'll cut those and show you. Okay, so this is the one I've cut out for the bigger pocket. And I've got a little bit of trim around the outside, and this is the one I've got for the smaller pocket. And I've got, again, just a little bit of edge around the outside. Now, if you don't like the way that I did the marking to figure out how to cut it, just measure what you've got here for your pocket, and then come in about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, or 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and then mark your page and cut it that way. All right, I'll be right back. Now, when I'm trying to choose a piece to go above my pocket, I don't want something that's too busy. So I found a piece that has a little less printing on it, and is going to fit nicely for a back page, a back piece, and I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put that onto there. So I will, again, mark my page for size here. There's my gusset. I'm going to go just inside my gusset. That's just inside the gusset here. and I'm going to go just inside this other right hand side gusset right there, and I'll cut that straight down. Now if I cut that and put that on there and it'll go straight down, I could put this right over top of that, and then I'd end up with this little border around the edge. If I've cut the pocket a little too small, that would be good. Or if you just want it to show off a little bit more, I'm going to cut the full page to go in here. I'll show you. So that is going to end up looking like that once I get that piece all glued on with my pocket here. So I've been just, as I cut the pieces, I mark them. Like I said, I would put them maybe C, D, just in case they get mixed up. But I'm also paper clipping them on. So I will go now and flip this page and figure out what I want to do in here, which would be on the original book. It's this page, the inside page. So what we have here is a pocket, a tuck tag, another bigger pocket, which we've already cut out for when we did this one. That will go there. And then I've got something to go onto this side. And then I will also figure out what I'm going to do with the gussets on both sides. So let me figure those out, and then I will come and show you what I've selected. Okay, so I have cut out the papers and figured out what I want to do here. So I'm just going to show you what I've come to. I've decided that I wanted to change the backdrop of the pocket and make it brown instead of black. And the same with these little tiny pockets here. I put a little backing on those that's in brown, and then I'm going to cover the spines of the book in the brown card as well. So these are what I've got picked out for this side. Here's what I've come up with. I'll get that out of my way. So I've cut all the papers, and that's what's going on the back. There'll be little pockets here. There's a big pocket here. There's the back here. This flips back. And we have this. And I'm probably going to put a pocket on the outside if I'm going to follow the plan from the original. But I will see. I don't really want to cover that up, so we'll see. And here on this one, I've just got to make another brown pocket here for this side, and that's the front cover. And this is what I'm going to use for the back cover. So I've got this spine to cover to cover with brown, and I've got that spine to cover inside, and I've got that will flip like that. Once it's all tucked in, that will go like that. And then there's a spine here that I need to cover with brown, and another spine here that I'm going to cover with brown. So I'm going to do all the gluing, and then I will show you what we have. Okay, so after a bit of time, I am back, and I've got all the papers down, and there's a few things that I've still to do. Like put the a binding on it, some kind of closure ribbon, and make some tags to go inside. But I've got most of this done, and you can see that when I do the flip through. You'll see the other pieces that I've added on. But when you go to do your binding, you can just think about how you want to close it. And you could put a ribbon on here if you want, and maybe a ribbon under here before you put the pieces of fronting paper on. And if you did that, then that would come from there. This would come from back here, and then they could tie around the side, which is pretty much what I did here. So on your small piece, put it on the right hand side like that, and then on your front cover you could put it there if that's the way you want to close the book. You could close the book in all kinds of ways, whatever suits your fancy. So here's the finished product. This was a quick one, I'll tell you. So we open it up. There it is. There's your little square gussets on the edges. So it's thick enough if you want to start putting stuff inside. And I just use that as the seaming. Now I've got a Fisker's paper cutter that seems to not cut perfectly straight. It's when it bends in the middle, so I've had to sort of make exceptions for these things. But it doesn't look too bad. But for quick make, to get the tutorial done, I think it worked out pretty good. Okay, so here's the front. Here's the back. It opens up. And this side opens up. And on here, that goes to there. And then this side flips open to there. Or we can have it go like that. And I could put a tab in here or something to indicate that that would fold open like that. There's a little pocket here. And a little pocket here. I didn't put one on the top because then everything would be hanging out. So just two there. There's a big one here. And when that closes, there's also a pocket here. So I think it turned out really nice. I hope you agree. And I hope you make one. And share it. And text me. Let me know that you've done that. I would love to see what you've created. So there's the open centerfold. There's the short one. And here's the full back. All right. So thanks again. I hope it was clear enough for you to understand. And if you do have any questions, let me know. And I will try and help you out. Okay, so take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next video. All right.